Welcome to Brain Buds, where we turn complex psychology into simple stories. Today, we explore one of the most influential theories in modern personality science, the Big Five traits, also known as the OCEAN model. These 5 dimensions, openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism, help us understand why people react differently to the same situation. To make this come alive, we will follow 5 characters who all survive a shipwreck and find themselves stranded on a mysterious island. Each one represents a unique personality trait, and their behavior reveals how deeply these traits shape the way we think, feel, and act. Our adventure begins as the survivors reach the shore. The first one to stand up, brushing sand off her clothes, is Odelia, who represents openness. For her, the island is not a threat, but an opportunity. She looks around with curiosity and excitement. The bright plants, new smells, and the unknown landscape fill her with imagination. She starts collecting stones, shells, and blossoms, not because she needs them, but because they inspire her. Within hours, she decorates the entrance of a bamboo hut she builds for the group, turning a survival scenario into a creative playground. People high in openness tend to explore, create, experiment, and embrace novelty. And Odelia is the perfect example. Nearby stands Claire, the embodiment of conscientiousness. While others are still processing the shock, Claire is already in action mode. She managed to save the survival kit from the boat, and now she's organizing everything: food inventory, water sources, potential shelter, tasks for the day. She is structured, disciplined, reliable, and methodical. To her, the island is a serious problem that requires planning and responsibility. Without her steady approach, the group would struggle to stay organized. Then comes Emile, radiating pure extraversion. He's thrilled they survived and immediately gathers everyone to celebrate. Emile feels energized simply by being around others. He wants to talk, laugh, share stories, and build group spirit. He proposes exploring the island together, not necessarily because it's logical, but because adventures are more fun when shared. His enthusiasm lifts morale and keeps anxiety away. Extroverts like Emile thrive in social interaction and bring energy wherever they go. But not far away is Albert, who represents agreeableness. His first instinct is not about the island, food, or shelter, it's about the people next to him. He notices that Nora is exhausted and panicking. Without thinking twice, he offers her the first sip of water from a coconut. Albert naturally puts others before himself. He avoids conflict, maintains harmony, and is always willing to help, even when tired or scared. Agreeable individuals build supportive environments, and Albert's kindness keeps the group united. Finally, we see Nora, who embodies neuroticism. She sits on the beach, overwhelmed and distressed. Her emotions run high, and she imagines the worst outcomes. To her, the ocean looks endless, the island feels dangerous, and the future seems hopeless. Neuroticism isn't about weakness, it's about sensitivity to stress. People like Nora feel things deeply and are easily shaken by uncertainty. This makes her vulnerable, but also intuitive and emotionally aware. As days turn into weeks, the group navigates island life using their unique strengths. Odelia brings creativity and new ideas. Claire keeps everyone alive with her discipline. Emile maintains group spirit. Albert ensures emotional support. And Nora, despite struggling, notices subtle dangers others overlook. Together, their personalities form a balanced system. One morning, after 8 long weeks, excitement spreads across the beach as two ships appear on the horizon. Emile jumps up, shouting for everyone to gather wood. Claire immediately organizes the fire-building process. Albert runs to help carry logs. Odelia waves her beautifully crafted SOS sign. Nora screams for help, hoping her voice carries over the waves. They work together, but they do not know who is on the ships watching them. On the first ship is a group of psychologists who have been studying personality traits since the 1980s. Their captain, Louis Goldberg, is the man who coined the term Big Five. When he sees the stranded group behaving in perfect alignment with the traits openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism, he is amazed. As a true scientist, he chooses not to intervene. He prefers to observe quietly from a distance. Meanwhile, on the second ship is a group of pirates, each one representing the exact opposites of the stranded friends. And this is where the story gets even more interesting. As the pirate ship approaches, we see personalities that mirror the Big Five traits in reverse. The first pirate is emotionally stable, almost too calm. She watches the survivors and casually suggests helping them. She doesn't panic, doesn't worry, and stays relaxed in every situation. She is the opposite of Nora, who reacts emotionally to every challenge. Pirate 2 stands behind her, immediately irritated. He snaps, shouts, and refuses to adjust his plans for anyone. He is the opposite of Albert. Instead of kindness and cooperation, he is stubborn, argumentative, and cold. Harmony is not his priority. Getting his way is. The third pirate quietly withdraws from the discussion. He overthinks everything, analyzing the situation endlessly. Every possibility becomes a mental maze. He is the opposite of Emile. Instead of taking action, he delays decisions, avoiding social interaction and preferring isolation. Pirate 4 is completely disorganized. He rummages through barrels and pockets, searching for the key to his treasure chest. Again, he never keeps things in order, loses items constantly, and lacks discipline. This makes him the opposite of Claire. Where Claire is structured and reliable, he is chaotic and inconsistent. And finally, the pirate captain stands firm with a closed-off mind. "We will not stop here," he declares. He rejects new experiences, new ideas, and any change in routine. He is the opposite of Odelia. While she embraces creativity and curiosity, he refuses anything unfamiliar. The contrast between the stranded group and the pirate crew highlights how deeply personality traits guide behavior. They influence how we respond to stress, how we relate to others, and how we make decisions, even in unexpected situations. As both ships pass by, the castaways feel disappointed. But something important remains. Each personality trait contributed something vital to their survival. Odelia brought creativity, Claire brought order, Emile brought energy, Albert brought compassion, Nora brought emotional insight. Together, they survived because their traits complemented one another. This is the heart of the Big Five theory. No single trait is good or bad. Each trait has strengths and weaknesses depending on the situation. High neuroticism makes someone vulnerable to stress, but also emotionally perceptive. High openness makes someone imaginative, but also easily distracted. High conscientiousness brings discipline, but sometimes rigidity. High agreeableness makes someone caring, but also susceptible to being taken advantage of. High extraversion creates enthusiasm, but can overwhelm quieter people. Personality is not a label, it is a spectrum. Most of us fall somewhere in the middle, with a mix of highs and lows across all 5 traits. And these traits don't define our destiny. They help us understand ourselves, our friends, our relationships, and how we navigate the world. So what about you? When you hear the stories of Adelia, Claire, Emile, Albert, and Nora, do you recognize yourself? Or maybe you see pieces of each one? If you're unsure, ask a friend to describe you. Sometimes the people around us see our patterns more clearly than we do. In the end, the Big Five helps us appreciate human complexity. It reminds us that everyone behaves differently because everyone is different. And those differences are what make groups stronger, relationships richer, and life more interesting. Thank you for watching Brain Buds, where big ideas grow from simple explanations. If you enjoyed this psychological adventure, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments, which Big Five trait do you think is strongest in you?